Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, fuck everybody, just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
I'ma say this right here, baby, because some of y'all be acting like y'all don't be seeing it. But, baby, playing victim in a situation that you created, oh, yeah, baby, that's narcissistic as hell to me. Hello, somebody, how you gonna create the storm, then get mad when it rain? How you hurt somebody and then get mad that they hurt? How you damage somebody, go outside your way to destroy a person and then get mad when they no longer want to deal with you? Baby, playing a victim in a situation that you created, oh, baby, that's narcissistic as hell to me. I'm sorry, but it is.
Do you know how many people say things like, they make me so angry? What do I hear? I have given my power and my emotional state over to someone else. They make me so angry? That would imply you don't have a choice in the matter. When you emotionally mature, you choose how to move your energy, which does not mean you're not without emotion, and it does not mean that you do not experience different kinds of emotion. What it means is you take responsibility and control for how that gets expressed and what you do with it.
Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, good morning, my beautiful coffee club. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We did start early. Because well, actually, what you don't know is Wednesday at 6 this morning, right? I was up. I was cranky as hell. Excuse my language, but I was up. So why was I cranky at 6 o'clock this morning? Actually, at 5 when I woke up. Like you guys know, I wake up in dark. Like it's usually like 1, 2 o'clock when I start working, right? So me getting up at 5, am I feeling okay? I have only one person, actually 2 people to blame. Two. And you guys know that. You know that. 2 people I blame for the lack of sleep. Mom and Olivia. Right? So I can't tell you what she was doing here, right? Because she's working on a project, which I'm sure is going to be amazing. But like I tell her, she's like, "Oh, I need to come over here and do. I can't like I said, I can't tell you. So we're just going to like I need to come over and grab some sugar, right? We'll just say that. She needs to come over and grab some sugar. Okay, no problem. You know it's past my bedtime, right? Well, yeah. Okay. Well, then come over. I'm going to leave the door unlocked for you. Just come in, get what you need. Get the cup of sugar you need, right? Okay, no problem. So I'm ding dong. Oh, no. What is the purpose of leaving the door unlocked if you're going to ring the doorbell? So needless to say, Olivia and I were cracking up last night until almost midnight. Like like 4 or 5 hours past my bedtime, right? So that explains my crankiness this morning when I had to get up and I realized I'm tired. I'm tired, right? So good morning, everyone. I don't know if somebody was here before Candy Apple. Candy Apple was the first on my side that says good morning. She gave a thumbs up and a number 12. There's 173 people in this chat right now. If you all would go out and give me a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it. We're going to go over the language of letting go. I've got one little story to tell you before we kind of go into the leaked photos. And then we're going to talk about Rex Hurman. So if you guys would like to stay, we got a lot of information. I'm sure some of you, if you guys have been plugged in on social media, may have already heard about this information. Some of you guys may not. So we're going to cover all of it. So you have your updates on all the cases that are kind of popping right now. We'll give you an update on Carly Russell. We'll give you an update on Brian Koberger. We'll give you an update on the new story. It's not really something I'm going to dive into. It's not a case. It's just bringing awareness for anybody that would like to help. And then we're going to, so we've got Carly, Brian, and Rex. Those are the 3 that we're going to be discussing today. So if any of those are interest you or all those interest you, stay to the end of the show. And I'll answer any questions. I might bring people up on panel. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the ending of this just yet. I know things have been a little scattered this week because obviously, like I told my audience, I'm breaking back into TikTok. I have been away from TikTok. TikTok was kind of my upbringing, right? So I was a TikTok creator long before I ever became a YouTube creator. And when I came over to YouTube, because I was learning this platform, it took so much of my time. I kind of let my TikTok account kind of go to the wayside. And, I have a lot of people that have been supporting me for years on my TikTok account. And so I felt, I wanted to do more shorts. And so I was balancing whether I should do those on here on YouTube or I should do those on TikTok. And so because I love my family over on TikTok, I decided that how I'm going to be dividing the content is I'm going to be doing my shorts over on TikTok and I'm going to be doing my lives here. Now I do small lives over on TikTok to discuss whatever a video I may have put up. And let me tell you, so we obviously had a YouTube troll over there that doesn't understand TikTok or how TikTok works, but TikTok doesn't play the nonsense that YouTube plays. So this is for all the YouTubers that want to troll over on TikTok. You could lose your account by doing stuff funky stuff. And they don't just, it's not one that you can just remove the account. They block your IP. So I know you guys are doing it as fun, but this is just, I'm not threatening or anything. I'm just letting you know that you could be like deplatformed and never go back there if you monkey around like you do here on YouTube over on TikTok. So just as a cautionary measure, if you guys want to say, you know, do your normal stuff in the chat and in the comments, do that. If they're really repulsive, I will report them and flag them as inappropriate. Because again, TikTok doesn't play over there. It's not like YouTube. So again, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because they come in here and they go up there and report this, you know, as whatever they choose to report this, you know, it's like 1 or 2 people. Well, they go over there and do that. And they don't realize that the creators have so much control behind the scenes to dispute it immediately. And so, like I said, the games are much different over there than they're here. So I would suggest the YouTubers stay on YouTubers and the TikTokers stay on TikTok. Trust me, they got enough over there that you don't need to go and cross over the lines. But hey, you're going to do what you want to do anyways, right? So good morning, everybody. Candy Apple, you rock. Van Lady, good morning. Jennifer is going to be sending me something I just found out this morning. It's going to make Turkey Man blush. But I'm still going to drink out of it, okay? Turkey Man, you're just going to have a red face. I'm just joking. Sonia, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Tammy Sue, Love Bug, it's nice to see you as well. Who else do we have? You guys are just chatting away. See, hey, good morning, love. Good morning. I hope everything is doing well for you. Jason Riddle, it's nice to see you here this morning. Good morning. Hello, my friends, right? The coffee club, we're not friends, we're family. And I say family, I'm not speaking out of turn. It's friends that are family. And I think we've cultivated such a, you know, wonderful little platform here. We have, you know, it's like a little family. We get here. I mean, look at you guys. You guys aren't even talking about cases in the chat, right? You guys are saying good morning, how you doing, what's going on, what's new in your life. Like, that's what friends and family do. You know, you guys aren't in here. So did you hear about this? I mean, of course, when we start talking about it, you are. But you guys are like family in here. You guys know each other better than I do, right? Good morning, Frankie Pants. It's nice to see you. The real me too. The real me too is going to be, well, I think, never mind. I can't say that. Never mind. I'll have to come back to that. Miss Lee, mom of 3. I want to give you a virtual hug. I haven't seen you here for a while. You must be having Bullhorn Betty GTs at this moment. Anna Vlogs, it's nice to see you. Cool Gamer. Lulu's Nana, nice to see you. Justin Old Lady in the house. Net L, good morning. Who else do we have? Who else? Michelle, Tammy Sue. Oh, thank you, Vicky. It's been a little while. God bless you. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what else we got in here. We got Unicorn, number 42. What are we going to do? So good morning, Robin D. Linz, it's nice to see you. Ricky Beavers is up in the house. Good morning. Here we go. Chadwell is in the house. Nice to see you, EME. Uncle Mike, big hug. Rylers. Michelle Lynn, you'd think these glasses would magnify a little better, right? Lordy, I need glasses. And I was supposed to go to that eye doctor. And I remember telling you I was going to go to the eye doctor. And as soon as I got off here, it was the time that my back was jacked up. And so I ended up canceling a dental appointment and a vision appointment. And then I rescheduled my vision appointment and something came up. So that was 2 vision appointments. So the last vision appointment, I just canceled. I didn't try to reschedule it again, but I got to get to the eye doctor. My eyes, I'm over 40 and my eyes are starting to change and it sucks. It just sucks. I know you guys warned me about it. Don't lie, right? Over 40, my eyes are going to go. Well, you guys didn't tell me they were going to go like this. Like I was just going to wake up one day and then boom, my vision was all messed up. Matt Wallace said the tornado touched down in North Carolina and took out a warehouse full of vaccines. Oh, good Lord. And we need vaccines. Like we have so many ailments. Wow. That's just a shame. Mother Nature. Allie, Emma M, Jess, it's nice to see you here from New Zealand. Well, God bless you. God bless you. I'm over here in the United States and I'm in Florida. And let me tell you, it is hot. It is hot, hot, hot. And so I had some people visiting with me from the UK, and they come over here. And it was so funny because I didn't tell. I don't know what UK weather is, right? I had no earthly idea what UK weather was. And so I didn't warn them, like, Florida is extremely hot this time of year. So, they're running around town, looking at everything, doing tourist type things. And they are just covered in sweat. They're like, oh my God, it's so hot here. I'm like, well, what is it over there? And they're like, maybe 80. I'm like, oh, well, it's like 100 here. When they came and visit, it was reading like 100, 102 degrees on the thing. And now I don't know if that's really what the temperature was, but it got pretty stinking hot. It got pretty stinking hot. So everybody else that's in the chat that I didn't have an opportunity to say good morning, Miss Meadows. Let me see if I can grab some at the end. I am Team Summer, SB, Allie, Unicorn, Jamie K. My eyes are going south too. I'm not sure what that's all about, but either way, I always walk in the middle of conversations. Like I say, you guys have more conversations than I do, right? I talk about cases. You guys talk about the weather. It sounds like a marriage joke. What was that country joke? Like, I think it's part of a song, right? Women talk about men and men talk about the weather, or men talk about the weather and women talk about men, or something like that. It's like an old country song. I can't remember what it is. And that's kind of how I feel right now. That's kind of how I feel. Now, Beck have a vaccine and other vaccines. Wow. It's triple digits. Yeah, it's pretty stinking hot. So anyways, that's just the story. But to get on to this, let's go ahead and read The Language of Letting Go. I think it's a powerful message today. Today is July 20th. And the message is take down those walls. And we were reading about the nevers yesterday. Remember that? We were talking about, never say never. Frank was happily married, so he thought. Then one day his wife of 10 years came home and told him she didn't like being married anymore. I love you, but I'm not in love with you, she said, walking out the door. Frank was devastated. He got mad at his wife, mad at his church, mad at God. He got mad and stayed that way. He fumed, he generalized, and he decided that all women must be this way. And sooner or later, anyone who got close to him would hurt him. Many of us experience hurt in life. When it comes with the game, it's okay to hurt, to be angry, even bitter for a while. But no one is interested in hearing our lost love story 10 years after it happened. We even get sick of hearing it ourselves. Sometimes it's time to nurture our pain. Sometimes it's time to get over it and get back in the game. We all fall. Most people change their minds. We all make mistakes. We don't have to let bad experiences in our life prevent us from having positive experiences in the future. Walls are indiscriminate. While they may protect us from being hurt again, they'll also prevent us from experiencing joy. God help me let go of self-sabotaging attitude formed in a moment of hurt. Open me up to the beauty that awaits when I approach life with an open heart. I know somebody here in this room needed to hear that. And how so true, because a lot of us, we share our stories here. It's not like we don't know that we have people in our chat that has lost children, spouses, friends, family, has been through divorce, abuse, some addiction, some an active addiction and active abuse. So, we love you and we pray for you and we hope it gets better. And don't think when I'm on the screen that my life is pink bows and butterflies, for the love of God. And you can talk to, my mods wouldn't talk about me, at least I hope. But, we talk, right? So it's not like our lives are so much better because you see this for 2 hours, right? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So right now, there is something that happened in my community, and it happened here, well, South County. It's an area that I don't really travel to very often, but it was really sad and it spoke to me. And this one connects. We all love Grady Judd, and Grady Judd is from Polk County, and these are his residents. These are his residents that happened to come over here to Manatee County for a beach day. And during that beach day, somehow or another, the family, the mom or her father, because grandpa was with them as well, they hydroplaned and crashed into a power pole. 2 of their sons died. And it gives me goosebumps telling this story. They've been doing amazing things here. But there's been an online fundraiser, and it's almost raised about $70,000. And the mother of these 2 boys are still in the ICU. So she's struggling. She's lost both of her children. She doesn't even know it yet. Her father was in stable condition, and it's my understanding that her father was released. But again, the mother still remains in ICU. She's improving. But I just wanted to bring that here. I know we have some philanthropists that are here, and I know you guys, help in stories like this. So if anybody, sometimes just a single dollar, we're not asking to break the bank account or anything like that, but sometimes just every single dollar, if you think about it, if you have 100 people that give $1, that's $100. That makes a big difference. And many people in our chat can afford that. Again, not advocating for one or the other, but if this story moves you, I did post the GoFundMe page in my chat. If you read the story and you would like to help this family, please do so. And you don't have to put your name in there. That I didn't realize, but GoFundMe gives you the option to, donate anonymously if you do not want to be recognized for the donation. So that opens it up a little bit more. But again, this is a family that has lost literally so much. They went from a family of 4 to a family of 2, and the ones that died were the little kids. Now, granted, they're not little kids. Okay. They are, they're a little older, but they're kids. They're kids. So I just want to make sure that you guys were aware of this. And again, it's in my county, so it's hard for me not to advocate. They just came over here to have a beach day, a family day, and it turned tragically wrong when they were heading home. So that's really all I have on that. Again, I just wanted to advocate for the family. I felt bad, and if anybody, it's not, obviously a requirement or anything like that. I know people on my channel love to help, and if this is something that they would truly like to do, they can. Okay, getting to I'm going to get into the meat and potatoes of this live early on, and then we'll talk about Carly and Rex. So for those that want to watch other, channels or just get their information. So this is something that I saw on, let me see, entire screen. This is something I saw. It sent me a message on Reddit. And so I looked in it, and there were some photos here, and I recognize these photos, not necessarily, not necessarily the time, all this stuff. I don't know about that. Obviously, there are some Ring doorbell cameras. These are still images from a Ring doorbell camera. Let me remove this banner real quick. Hold on, guys. There we go, so you guys can see it. And so this is 1112 King Road. Remember, we've heard a lot about in the probable cause affidavit and other documents that have been filed in the Brian Kohberger case in Moscow, Idaho. and it references 1112 King Road. And many people kept thinking that that was a typo, that they meant 1122 King Road, but they didn't. They meant 1112 King Road. And this is the property that's kind of in the front of their house over to the side. This is the property that has that camera on the back that's only 50 feet away from Xana Kernodle's room. So I wanted you guys to see this because here it is. This is where the camera is. They're showing you the footage of the camera. So here's the house right here, right? So here's the girl's house. This is where the crime happened. And this is the house right there. And on the back side of this house has another camera that's within 50 feet of Xana's room, which Xana's room is right here. So I'm looking at these photos, and granted, these are not from the time frame that we should be looking at, because this is from 1:56 in the morning versus, you know, everything started happening. I think they said he showed up. You know what? Let me just read it. Let's. There's no need to guess at it. I got the paperwork right here. I just need to find it. So here's the Brett Payne affidavit. So 3:29 a.m. So 3:29 a.m. is when he was first reported in that area on the early morning hours of November 13th. So these are obviously, and maybe why they were leaked is because they really don't have anything to do specifically with the case. But this is where, this right here is where they say the 3-point turn took place. Remember where he came up to King Road? So this is the camera right here that caught Brian Kohberger coming down King Road right here and turning onto Queen. But he did like this 3-point turn to turn the car around. So how it says in here is that vehicle 1 can be seen entering the area 4th time. So let me go up here to a review of footage from multiple videos obtained from King Road neighborhood shows multiple sightings of suspect vehicle 1 starting at 3:29 a.m. and ending at 4:20 a.m. These sightings show suspect vehicle 1 making three passes by 1122 King Road residence and then leave via Walenta Drive. Based on my experience as a patrol officer, this is a residential neighborhood with very limited number of vehicles that travel in the area during the early morning hours. Upon review of the video, there are a few cars that enter and exit this area during this time frame. And why is this important? Because also we have Linda Lane footage, right? And that Linda Lane footage, which I don't believe, we did get confirmation that time on that camera footage was not accurate. So sometimes these cameras they're not like hooked up to the internet, so they're not grabbing the auto time and date stamp. Some of these are programmed, and like when you have say a power outage or something like that, it messes up the time and the date, and it really can, like, it can be off like an hour, it can be off 2 hours, but only the camera operator and owner knows how far off the camera time is. And it was my understanding that this was off by like an hour and 15 minutes or an hour and a half. So that it gives the appearance that that car that everybody focused so heavily on could not have possibly been Brian Kohberger's, because it would have happened, that whole event would have happened an hour to an hour and a half before Brian Kohberger was even seen in the neighborhood. So it's just one of those things. And then now we have this one. So after they see that he left using Walenta Drive, and then they're also stating that there are very few cars that enter and exit this area in this time frame. So they're not saying no cars entered and exited this time during this time frame. And that may be also helping us with the, because writing styles, this is a writing style. Suspect vehicle 1 is a writing style. But now we know there were other vehicles in the area. So they probably were suspect vehicle 2, suspect vehicle 3, suspect vehicle 4. They probably eliminated those people as, possibilities. They cleared them. They cleared those other people, or, few cars that were seen in the area at the time. So at least we know there were other vehicles in the area. This is not just Brian and him sticking out like a sore thumb. So they say, I can see our suspect vehicle 1 can be seen entering the area a 4th time at approximately 4:04 a.m. and can be seen driving eastbound on King Road. So this is King Road out here. And it's weird because you would think that the road running in front of the property at 1122 King Road would actually be 1122 Queen Road, but it's not. It's not. So their house is actually, the entry of their driveway is actually on Queen Road. But this road out here going into this area is actually King Road, and it goes straight right over here in cul-de-sacs around another property. So he was seen driving east, which is this way, right? He was seen driving east on King Road, stopping and turning in front of 500 Queen. So he goes up here. This is Queen Road. 500 Queen is these buildings right here. These are the apartments. So he's seen turning in front of 500 Queen Road, Unit 52, then driving back west on King Road. So I feel like he did the U-turn right here in front of the unit. Many people were alleging that he went back behind the building, back behind this building, and was seen on the Linda Lane video. But it's not. He turned here. There's a driveway that goes behind their house. So this is where it appears that he turned 500 Queen Road, Unit 52. Let me just go over here and just make sure I'm accurate. If I can find it on my, you guys can see it too. I can spell. I think it's this corner. See, right here. I think that's 52 right there. And so this is the driveway to go up behind the Moscow house. You see? It goes up here and around to the back of the house. So this is where I think he turned and went back onto King Road. I think he turned right here. I don't think he went all the way up here, because if you know this area, this is only like one way. And so you drive this way and around the building and back out this way and down the driveway. It's very rare that you have people driving this way out. And that's what they almost alleged, that he was driving this way out. So I don't know. I have to analyze that Linda Lane footage a little bit more. But I'm telling you, it sounds like, I believe this is Unit 52. And I'm going to have to check my my videos, because I walked all around this. I walked the entire this entire area here. And over here in the corner, back over here is where, that infamous picture where there was people crouching down next to a building with a black light. That was over there. So I'll get some more clarification on that. But this is how they were able to see what Brian Kohberger was doing, because they could see everything out there at the intersection of King and Queen Road. And then they see him up. There's obviously some cameras around 1112 King Road. So I'm just curious. I'm just curious, what all that means. So this kind of gives you a better perspective of where everything is. This is 1122 King Road. And this is the house. This is the crime scene right here. And as you see, this is only 50 feet. This camera over here was only 50 feet away from the window, Xana Kernodle's window. And so you're seeing how this camera looked and which way it was looking. So it's giving you a bird's eye view of this. I don't know if we'll ever see those videos. I have to say probably not until trial, what truly has had, what they truly have transpired. But it seems like the people in that house, at least either the people that were there at the time this happened, which I believe was Hunter and Emily, perhaps, if I recall correctly. I might be wrong about that as well. I'm unsure, but I'm pretty sure it was Hunter and Emily were the people that were in the 1122 King Road property. You know, I wonder if they leaked these photos, because these photos, these leaked photos, in all fairness, aren't anything of time significance. So it really, this wouldn't be what law enforcement would tell them that they can't share. I don't think that these photos, because of the timing, I mean, it was before 2 a.m. And so I actually believe I want a Doberman ear chair, a Doberman. I want a Doberman ear chair. That would be interesting. With the point, like, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Into the wrong conversation, like I always do. So no, I feel like this was leaked, and but it doesn't really go with the case. You know, I think a lot of people are making hype, but in all fairness, it does give us a perspective, right? It gives us a perspective, and it lets us know, if nothing more, the quality of imagery that they have on here. And look at that intersection. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me blow this up. Look at that intersection. Look how nicely lit that intersection is. Looks like a kitty here behind you. Gotcha. Cute. Bless mama. It's nice to see you. We're just going over some leaked photos. This doesn't really have any significance to the case specifically, but I think what we can garner from this is the view. This is from 1122 King Road. This was the time on here is 1:56 in the morning, so it really has nothing to do with the case specifically. But I think what we can take from these photos is the quality of imagery, right? The quality of imagery. Look at that intersection right there. That's King Road and Queen Road intersection. So on this place, you can go straight to and run right into a driveway to another home, or you can turn left and go down Queen Road, which takes you to the apartments past the 1122 King Road and to apartments. And I can't remember what the name is. Those Queen apartments. I don't know what even the name. I can't remember what the name of those apartments are that are right next to 1122 King Road. But they had to have had this decent of a quality of imagery when they were reviewing these videos. This is actually not bad footage to preview. Because back in the day, the footage was, usually grainy, distorted a little bit. Good morning, Jody. Nice to see you. But now, with all these cameras and advancement in camera technology, our Ring doorbells and our video doorbells, I'm going to say video doorbells because Ring is just one brand. There's multiple different types of brands of Ring doorbells out there that aren't so expensive that many people can afford to have. And but the quality is getting better and better and better. The night vision of this is getting better and better and better. So, pretty soon I feel we're going to have like 4K HD quality imagery, in probably just another few short years. That's going to give us dynamite resolution and be able to see crystal clear. You know, even this to me is crystal clear footage. I have to be honest with you. This is pretty interesting. And so this just gives you the where the footage is. It's coming from the front side of the house. And actually, this is where I used to park, right? Like right where this car is, where this photo is being taken. That's where I was parking my SUV when I was in Idaho. I literally had to walk past this house every single, I did have to walk past the house every single day. You know what? We might actually have some footage here. Give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Holy crap, I just thought of something. I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier. I remember walking past this, and it was our first time there. So it would have been back in November. Okay. Oh, here we are. Here we are. Did I find it? No, that's the. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I'm talking to myself, but I'm not. That's off Brian Koberger's apartment. It's off Brian Koberger's apartment. Hold on. I know I've got one walking up. It's like a several minute. This is when they were leaving. I'm looking at the footage right now of them, you know, when they went there to clean the first time on December 30th. That was the day we found out about Brian Koberger. They sent the cleaning crew over there, and I just came across all of that footage. Lord have mercy. I forgot everything we did. I forgot half the interviews we did. We even went to Lilytown to learn more about Ethan Chapin, which was really, really interesting to learn about him. And it's beautiful in Washington State, in the area he grew up in. It gorgeous, as a matter of fact. The area was very, very beautiful. He grew up in a nice community. Their downtown was amazing. It was, and I can't remember even the name of the town. I really can't. Okay, we're getting to it. Hold on. I'm almost to the first video. Ooh, I think this is it. I got it. Let's see. I didn't go up high enough. Shit. All right, well, I found them. So let me go ahead back here. Let me send these. I'll select these, and I think it's all these. Give me just a second. We'll look at some videos if they'll send. They're coming in. Just give it a few moments. My internet drops. It might be a little shaky on your end as it's downloading these videos onto my computer. And as soon as they're downloaded, we'll pop them up and see what they say. I didn't need to cut something out that I was supposed to cut out, right? All right, let me see about these videos. Hold on a second. We'll pull the videos. Which one's first? Is that the first one, or is that the first one? So the first one is the car. Where's the car? I want to give me. Why want to give me the time? How can I check the time on my videos? Oh, is it up here? Just date and time, location. No, I don't want to do that. I don't know what photo this is. It's not telling me. I'm sorry. I'll just go. We'll just go with this one. We'll do this one first, and then I'll pop it in. Just give me a second. It's that house right there. So this stair. Oh, so you can't see it, and I can't show you. But right in front of Olivia's face, you see those stairs that are going up. Those are the stairs there, and they're saying that this is this. Oops, sorry. See that? That's where we're right in front of where this little oh, you can't even see that. Where this person is right here is right about where I was recording Olivia in this. So right here, but it's up on the steps. That's what I was talking about. I didn't get a good photo, a video of the house up there. So let's just keep going. So that's how close the house is. That what you're looking at behind that SUV is the house that we're referring to in these leaked photos. That's how close it is. Right there. That's 1122 King Road. That's 1122 King Road. Betty, what the day the white truck harassed you, you was near it? So actually, I could probably play this and I'll show you guys exactly where I was. So the guy that came up here pulled in right in front of, right up there. He was on that side of the road. There was an officer standing there and he was harassing. And when he called me a very graphic word, I spit his way. And he was trying to say, have you arrested for spitting on me? I said, I didn't spit on you. My spit's on the ground. So it's, whatever. And so the officer came over there and was like, you realize I'm standing right here. I just saw everything that happened. And, if you want to make a complaint about her spitting, I'm going to do a thorough investigation. The guy's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Like law enforcement, they weren't having that crap either. But and they came up to me and talked to me and they told me that this guy is well known, that they know him personally, that he is well known in the community as having mental illness, and that this is kind of shocking his system. And so I did understand that, I did understand that. But the problem is you can't go around making people feel unsafe. Because if I feel like my life is in jeopardy or I have a fear for my personal safety, like I'm going to be injured, I have a right to defend myself. And I have a right to defend myself in all 50 states. All 50 states. So, that becomes a very dangerous, and that's what I told the officer is that, that's very dangerous. I understand that he might have mental illness. However, at what point do you think his mental illness supersedes my right not to be in fear in your community? So, you have to put it in perspective. And I told him, I said, if this happens again, I am going to go up and I'm going to file a restraining order and I'm going to force you to arrest him if he comes around me again. I said, I'm not going to be playing these games while I'm here. And the officer was very courteous. He understood, it's two females and this is a big guy in a big loud truck. It was, a little terrifying. And I don't need, we didn't need to feel terrified. But the good news is that I do believe that law enforcement went to his home that night and spoke to him and basically told him, if we see you harassing any more media, we are going to arrest you. I think that they put the foot down because we didn't see him the rest of our trip. So I do believe that law enforcement took my, my information seriously because I wasn't playing. Like, I understand people have mental illness and, that's why we have medication to control and help keep them from being erratic and putting other people in danger, properly medicated people that have mental illness can function among everybody else in a normal society. There's nothing wrong with that. People, there's a lot of mental illness out there. We as human beings are learning more and more about it. We're not being so terrified about mental illness as we once were when we didn't have as much information readily available to us. So I truly believe that, they're properly medicated. Now, when you got somebody going out there and threatening, and it wasn't just us, like everybody's like, oh, he doesn't like YouTube. No, he did that to Fox News, CNN. He did that to even News Nation, some of the cameramen from the Daily Mail, from other, like the New York Times and New York Post. There was a lot of, he did this to a lot of people. But the one thing is when I'm there as a female and I'm with another younger female and you make me feel uncomfortable, I will do what I need to do to make sure that me and the people I'm with are protected. And if that means forcing the hand of law enforcement to go out and arrest somebody, that is exactly what I plan to do, because I'm not going to be intimidated or injured in any way by a person that has mental illness out there. So that's why I think law enforcement, I told the officer exactly what I was planning on doing. If they could not control it, I was planning on going to getting a restraining order. And if he comes around me again, I will be darned if they don't arrest him. So that was the ending of that. And, sometimes you just got to stick to your guns and be very courteous and talk it through. And they heard my cry, they addressed it, and nobody went to jail, right? And there was no need to go that route, because they understood where I was coming from and they took the necessary action. So I'm very pleased with that. I'll turn the phones on. Let me take this off so I can turn the phones on. I'll turn the phones on real quick. See, that's why I wish it wouldn't just pop up. If I want to add it, I can add it. I wish they wouldn't automatically pop up. That's horrible. And it even says, when you have somebody, do you not, like, there's a box back there. I've checked it. Like, it should not pop up like that. But I know it does. So that's why I don't put the Google Voice up until after I'm already here, right? Oh, no, wrong one. Voice. So I'll open up the phone lines to see if you guys have anything to say. I mean, I can't really imagine. I mean, maybe somebody does. If you want to just call and say good morning, please do so. But I don't think there's really a whole lot with these all these leaked photos. I mean, it's interesting. It gives us a good perspective, a little insight on what law enforcement saw. So, I'm all about getting information and, kind of seeing it and visualizing it from law enforcement's perspective. And like I said, it's insignificant photos, but it's not, because it gives us, I mean, look at the quality of that imagery. I think that is, if nothing else, if we pull nothing else out of those photos that are being distributed as the leaked photos, we get an insight on the quality of imagery. And I feel a lot more comfortable now that I see the quality of the imagery. I mean, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Betty, you inspire me to quit smoking. Oh my gosh, I got to tell you that. It's been 3 weeks now, surprisingly. Well, congratulations. I've had a setback, so I am still going forward, but I did have a minor setback. And you know what? And I was very devastated by it. So I'm going to continue to move forward, because at the end of the day, that's what I want to do. I want to quit smoking these vapes. I want to be able not to be dependent on anything. I'd love to just, go out and go for a walk and not, be saddled with having to run home to get it, hit a nicotine or whatever. But I did have a small setback, and it does happen. And I'm a human being, and those things happen. And I don't want people that have setbacks as they're trying to quit smoking. I don't want them to stop because they had the setback, because I had a setback and I'm not stopping. So I thank you. I hope you inspire me, right? You inspire me. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. And so, but I feel like I would be lying to my audience if I said that I didn't have a setback. I did have a setback. It's been what had happened, and I've got to get different patches. What had happened is the patches were they weren't doing well on my arm. I thought it was maybe the heat. Then I thought it might have been a chemical burn. Then I thought that it was leaving burns on my skin. Like it was when I took that off, my skin underneath was blistered. So it is a small setback, but I've got different patches that have a different adhesive on them. So I'm hoping that helps a little bit with me. But again, I did have a setback because I couldn't wear those patches and I was getting cranky. So changing of patches, I almost got through them all and I kept fighting it. I kept fighting it. I kept fighting it. I knew that they were wrong, but I had spent so much money on that box for all three that I just pushed myself and I shouldn't have. Should have just thrown them away and bought the ones that I know that don't hurt my arms. It hurt. I tried it everywhere. I tried it on the sweet meat. I tried it on the thick meat. I tried it on, the outer arms, the inner arms. It was just tearing me up. I actually still have some redness and stuff here from the last patch I had. Like it's giving me blisters. Like these are blisters that are dried up now. So it's like, it was just really hurting. And so I had to quit. So I got different patches. Once my arm clears up, I will be back on them again because at the end of the day, it is a goal, and I've reached my goals. I maintain those goals. So just a small setback, but I'll prevail. I'll prevail. And I appreciate it. God bless you, and keep fighting. And if you do have a minor setback, but if you went 3 weeks without smoking at all, no vapes, no nothing, God bless you. There's no, at 3 weeks, there's no need. You got one more week and you have made yourself a healthy habit. It takes 30 days of doing something every day to create a new habit. Many people don't know that. So once you find a way to do something with these for 30 days, most of your problems just go away. Chantix really helped me cut down. I know, but here's the issue with Chantix. And, many of you don't know that I used to be a licensed insurance agent. So I know how certain medications on profiles alter and do things with your premiums. Now, if you work for a government office or you have a job that provides you insurance, those things don't matter. But whenever you're purchasing your own health insurance, those things do matter. So I'm very cautious about what I go to the doctor for. I'm very cautious about what type of medication they give me. And no matter how I look at it, to try to get Chantix, when they do the profile of my insurance, they're going to either know I have, because it's for like anxiety or something. So it's going to be a mental health ding, or it's going to be a smoker's ding on the policy, which raises the cost of the policy. So I love it. I'm stubborn, right? I'm stubborn because I when you need something and you need to go to the doctor, you shouldn't be thinking about that, right? But I'm not thinking about here and now. I'm thinking about when I'm 60 or 70 and I need to have insurance and I need to pay for it out of pocket, or when I'm 50, 56, 57 before Medicare kicks in, right? I still got to worry about what's in my health from this day, then, so I'm not paying an arm and a leg when I have to fork out money for insurance when I'm in my 50s, and early 60s. So I know that people don't ever think about that, but I'm one of those people that play the tape through. I look at it. I really sit down and say, should I do this? Should I not? What are the implications? And that's when I make decisions. What are the implications? Here's the pros. Here's the cons. If the cons have more weight, I don't do something. If the pros have more weight, I do something. So Bullhorn, I sent you multiple emails about a missing person case, but didn't get any replies. Okay, let's go over there and see what we got going on. Oh, I forgot to turn the phones on. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me get the phones turned on real quick. So while I'm reading this, you guys can call in if you want to say something. Okay, the phones are on. Let me go, and we do have this up. Yes. So the phones are on. All right, let me go over here and see. When did you send them? Did you send it to bullhornbetty@gmail.com? Because I'm honestly not seeing anything in here from anybody but my regular people that send me stuff. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me see what your name is and see if I can make heads or tails. It was from a while ago. Okay, let me see. Hmm. I don't have it. I don't know where it went. You might have to resend it to me. I'm assuming the person is probably still missing as to why you're bringing it, why it's being brought up. I'm happy to help. I just don't know which case you're talking about. But I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm not seeing it. And sometimes what happens is, I get so many emails in a day that it pushes it down, and then I forget to delete the ones above, and it pushes even further down the next day and the next day. So I get like literally hundreds of emails in my email box, and I try to do the best I can. But if, let's say that I had like I'm doing a live today, and I had to run off to a county meeting, and then I have a meeting after that, and there may be a day or two that I don't check my emails, and you've got a few hundred emails coming in, and times two, it starts becoming a little more difficult to maintain um, conversation. But anyways, just resend it to me. Okay, you just resent it. All right, let's check it out. Oh, there you are. Oh, and that's probably why it says you didn't put a subject line in. Maybe you did. I don't know. But this is the first I've heard of Bradley Brooks. Bradley Brooks. Okay. I'll share this page. Guys, I'm going to turn the phones off just for a second so I can share this page. Otherwise, your number will pop up on my screen, and I don't want that to happen. So here it is. This is Bradley Brooks. He disappeared. Oh wow, he's disappeared for a while and hasn't been heard of. And it was in Corpus Christi, Texas. And it says Bradley Cy Brooks disappeared on August 18th, 2019, Corpus Christi, Texas. Date of birth is 6/28/1983. So he was 36 at the time he disappeared. He's got brown hair, 5'6", 150 pounds, brown, male, white, medium tone for his skin complexion. Corpus Christi, and it's Detective Alvarado. And the number to the officer, if you have any information, is 361-886-2866. And again, he's been missing since 2019. The information that's on this flyer says Bradley Brooks was last seen at his home around 10 p.m. on August 18, 2019. He was wearing black shorts, maroon t-shirt, and white and black Nike shoes. Bradley has a military type haircut, horse-shaped tattoo on his chest that reads, all fall short of the glory of God. Angel wings tattooed on his right arm, and scars on the back of his head. Scars on the back of his head. That means he's most likely he's had some rough stuff. So Texas EquiSearch is in the process of looking for him. Now, again, in my opinion, based on this information, there are, a few possibilities that could go along with this. One is that he just simply, just wanted to disappear. He had nothing holding him there. He just got up and disappeared one day and was done with everything. Another is, foul play, obviously. Another one is self-harm. So, you got several options here, but for the family not to hear from this guy since 2019, but you never know what goes on in someone's home. How good of a relationship did he have with family or friends and whatnot? All right, well, there's the avocation. I'll look into Bradley Brooks, but just for the audience out there, if you've seen this guy, please reach out to the Corpus Christi Police Department. Corpus Christi Police Department at 361-886-2866. Now, getting over to Rex, there's a lot of information on Rex's case. I must not have this. This is moving with me, so I still have it on all. Hold on a second. Present. Do. Which one's this? Rex. There it is. I can always tell when I don't have it set up right. Okay. So let me go ahead and move this banner off real quick. I'll open it up after we're done here. So I'm following up on Rex Heuermann. And, you know, I'm not going to go through all these articles with you because we are already past an hour. And now that I'm doing 2 platforms, I've got to adjust my time a little bit. So we're going to go over as much information as we can. But I'm not sure if I'm going to continue 2-hour lives in the morning. We might do a 1-hour live in the morning and a 1-hour live in the afternoon to break it apart. So you're still getting 2 hours. We're just doing it a little differently. So I'm just going to be working with the schedule a little bit and seeing how it works with everyone, right? So right now, in Gilgo, the whole thing with Rex Heuermann, here's some of the things that you need to know. And actually, I might have these already up as pictures. Oh, you're lucky. You guys are lucky. You guys are lucky. Let me move it. And now I got to put it back. Now I have to give it back the way it was set up before. Don't mind me. I'm okay, guys. I'm okay. I promise. Lack of sleep. It's all Olivia's fault. It's all Olivia's fault. So I'm going to give you guys the breakdown of Rex Heuermann. Okay. So we all know, you know, we forgot about it. I know for me, I forgot about it. I forgot about this case. Okay. I won't lie to you. Until he was arrested and this started making headlines again, I truly forgot about the Long Island serial killer. Not even in my mind. When we heard about it breaking and I was on my live, I was coming up with what I had remembered, and everybody was like, yeah, but they kept saying, I forgot the burlap sacks. I forgot the burlap sacks. And they were right. I forgot the burlap sacks. So it was a little crazy because we forgot about this entire Gilgo Beach murders, you know, and all the emotions that were in us at that time, you know, a decade ago, when we were learning that this girl, an escort, was in the area and she's screaming, they're trying to kill me, or they're going to kill me. I can't remember verbatim exactly what the sentence specifically said, but it was, you know, in line with they are going to kill me. They, right? They never found that woman. They eventually found her dead, but they didn't find her that night. And it actually led, because of that call, they started looking and searching. And then they found the first set of remains. They weren't anticipating it being any more than just those one sets of remains. And as they were doing their canvassing, you know, their standard operating procedure, forensically and otherwise, they come across the second body and a third body and a fourth body, all there on Gilgo Beach. Then as they started stretching out further on the beach, they found a fourth body, a fifth body, a sixth body, right? And one of them, you know, we still have an unidentified Asian man that nobody knows who he is, and he's gone. And they have a woman and a toddler, which on the map was not identified, even though the identity of the baby and the woman have been acknowledged. So as I was reading and I've been studying and following this information, I'm learning that he may also be connected to 4 women in Atlantic City. 4 women in Atlantic City. I have maintained since we started covering this case and talking about the case, the 2010 and 2011 cases, I said that he's a serial killer. we understand the mentality. We don't understand it, but we kind of do. We understand the mentality of serial killers, maybe, in some of their behaviors as well. And we know when we were hearing about the Gilgo Beach and when he was actually arrested for potentially being the Long Island serial killer, we all said, how many more are there? Because we know the behavior of these types of people. And so we started looking into it and we realized he has a property out in Las Vegas, and that terrified me. And I'm thinking, how many bodies are out there? I'm not even thinking, did he just change his place of hunting and his place of dumping? Yes, he did. These were before I forget my mirror. These were before the 2010 killings. These were in 2006. This shows you the propensity that he had, the hunger that he had for this behavior. The hunger he had for this behavior. He has a hunger. Think of this. The way I understand it, is it's almost like an addiction, a really, really bad addiction. So we hear of people having addiction to H, and it's like the compulsiveness of that. You are compulsed to do anything and everything to feed that hunger, that addiction. And it's similar to these types of killers. They have this hunger. They're not sleeping. They're not settled. They are shaky. It's obsessive behavior, in my opinion. I agree with it. Something in these people's mind want the depraved. Why they feel that taking their life is somehow morally justified, sexually justified, and a number of other things. Perhaps we don't know what's really going on in his cranium. We don't know. But what we do know is the behaviors of these types of men. And we know that there has to be more, because he has to get his fix. The killing these women is his narcotics. The act of dumping them is his high. And people that are addicted just don't stop being addicted, wake up one day and their addiction is just automatically availed of them. So these are 2006. Now we have 2010 to 2011. What is possibly going on in Las Vegas? It is possible. He is being connected to homicides in Las Vegas. They're looking. They said, Las Vegas Metro Police Department tells me they're investigating Rex Heuermann in connection with any cold cases, including the murder of Lindsay Marie Harris, who vanished days after Heuermann purchased his Vegas timeshare. We are aware of Rex Heuermann's connection to Las Vegas. We are currently reviewing our unsolved cases to see if he has any involvement. So it is possible that he even has victims in Las Vegas. But that's not the worst of it. Remember how I was talking to you about the lady that kicked this all off, the escort that kicked this entire case off, and it led to the discovery of the first body out there on Gilgo Beach, how she was running down the road. She was on 911. She was pleading with 911 to please ping her phone and send help. She doesn't know where she is. Ping her phone and send help. I can't even imagine. Running for her life, literally. But there was always one statement that never sat right with me. And it was her statement, they're trying to kill me or they're going to kill me. It wasn't he. It wasn't she. It was they. It was they. It had the appearance of multiple people. It was they. Now, I don't know if Rex's brother, Craig, has visited him at his home near Gilgo Beach. I don't know. I don't know if his brother, Craig, is also as sick and depraved as Rex. I don't know. I don't know. But there are some stories that are coming out in the news that are saying, now you guys remember the Chevy Avalanche was just picked up by the FBI in South Carolina. That South Carolina is Rex's brother, Craig. Craig had those vehicles still at his property, and they went and took possession of those vehicles for testing. But here is a bizarre event that happened. So Rex's brother, Craig, told his neighborhood and his neighbors they cannot mow on Sunday. They cannot mow on Sunday. One person is telling his people what they can do on their property, telling them you cannot mow on Sunday. And so one of the neighbors decided, well, why can't I mow on Sunday? I'm going to try to mow on Sunday. So he got up and started mowing his yard. And Rex's brother, Craig, took a metal pipe and hit him in the head with a metal pipe. And I'm thinking, normal people don't do that. Now you got Rex tied to bodies. You got a woman screaming down the road that brought this, that helped discover these bodies, saying they, not he, not she, they. And then you got his brother, right? Which way? There we go. You got his brother over here taking lead pipes and hitting it and cracking it across neighbors' heads for mowing their yard. That is odd behavior to me. Normal people don't do it. Normal people don't do that. So it makes me wonder, are we going to start finding bodies that are connected with his brother Craig in South Carolina? Or maybe when was the last time Rex visited his brother Craig? How are these boys raised? Where's their mommy and where's their daddy? How many other siblings does he have? We need to find this information out. Because usually, in my experience, serial killers have troubled homes. A variety of things, from, SA abuse to drugs in the household and mom not nurturing, to violence in the household and nobody's nurturing, to, things of like being locked in closets. There's a lot of twisted things that kids have endured that nobody knows about. And when those kids become adults, what then? They're harboring all of this stuff that none of the community knew about. But you got two very violent brothers. What's going on here? What's going on here? So yes, lots of crazy stuff going on in the Gilgo Beach murders. Everybody knows. And lastly, here is the kicker. In all of this information, just kind of, just boiling over out of this case, the wife has now filed for divorce. His wife. And I keep thinking, I think the one thing that keeps popping in my mind is how she feels right now, because she's had to have seen a lot more red signs than anybody else, right? Her and her, even the kids, they don't even pay attention because they don't know any different. It's like, remember when I talked to you about my childhood and how I had, abuse inside my home. And when you're growing up with it, it seems normal. It wasn't until I started staying the night at friends' houses and realizing that not every family acted like mine that I realized that my family wasn't normal. My family upbringing was a lot more violent than a lot of my peers. So it's not, I don't anticipate for the kids or suggest that the kids should have been the wiser. Of course not, because in all fairness, I didn't even know better, right? It took me a while to realize that the way I was raised wasn't necessarily, mom did the best she could, dad did the best they could, but there were some things that you know. So it's not like I think these kids should have been telling their friends or having red flags. They probably weren't even thinking like that. They may have thought their dad did some weird stuff, but what teenager doesn't think their parents are weird, right? But the wife, I think when this started happening, that wife had to have had some, oh my God, moments, right? She was probably, her mind was probably running a mile a minute and saying, I thought these things were odd, but I didn't pry. Maybe she didn't want to know. Maybe she didn't want to know, but I'm sorry, as a woman living with a man, it's almost like you know where everything goes, and you have to know when something's out of place. And it's like there's so many times when I've trusted my gut feeling, even around people I know, that my gut was screaming something to me. And it seems like every time I ignore that voice within me, I'm wrong. I don't know where this little voice comes from. I'm not schizophrenic, right? But it's your conscience. It's your gut. It's your instincts. These are things that you can't see, touch, or feel that exist within inside of you. So I think that when all of this was breaking, she's like, I don't think she was culpable in any way. I think she was taken off guard. But I think that there was a wave of emotions and all of the weird stuff she felt over the years, kind of coming back and saying, how did I not know this? He did this. It was weird. He did that. It was weird. I never understood why he did this, why he wouldn't let me hear, why he wouldn't let me see this, why, all those things coming back. And I would have to think she's angry and hurt. And the worst part is even though, give me a second, Mom, I'm still talking. And even though actually just call me, I'm going to turn the phones on, Mom. Can you just call me back on the phone? Okay, thank you. So I think she has a lot of hidden resentment, and she's probably angry with herself for not trusting her gut and trusting that something was feeling off for all these years. Who knows? Maybe he was just that much of a clever person to be able to fool his entire family. But I have to think that there was just, over years of being married with someone, there's got to be some type of, man, that felt odd. Why am I feeling so uncomfortable? Why is the hair on the back of my neck standing up? Those types of things that now those things are probably flooding her mind. She's looking at her daughter and saying, how could he do this? He's looking at his daughter, wondering how this can happen, and the lack of caring for someone else's life, right? The lack of caring for somebody else's life. All right, so let me just let me get this. I got to put the right screen on so you can hear. Mom, I'm going to be turning on the phones in just a second. Am I? Yeah, there we go. All right. All right, Mama Bullhorn, you can call in. There you go. Guys, if you guys can just hold off on the phones until Mama Bullhorn calls in, I'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate it. She is. Good morning, Mama Bullhorn. How are you doing today?
I've been up. The prince went home yesterday, and I missed him saying, Nana, you awake? It's almost daylight. It's almost daylight.
He gets it from his auntie, because we know his mama doesn't like getting up.
But anyways, on the Gigolo Beach murders, Atlantic City murders, and Las Vegas murders, I truly believe they're all connected. And one of your viewers mentioned Vegas equals gambling, Atlantic City equals gambling. Giglio is like a run over.
What if we need to be
overflow.
looking at Biloxi? Biloxi is another gambling.
Well, back to the wife, okay? She's had almost 20, well, if you go back to the Atlantic City, it's almost 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Does she not do her husband's laundry? Does she not notice things in his laundry?
That's what I'm thinking. Like these things, like even with the stuff in the laundry and stuff, she probably blew it off, or he gave her some stupid excuse. But all those little things are going to be flooding in her mind now.
Well, I looked it up, and in New York, they can prosecute wives for there's a word for it. Having suspicion. See, he was already questioned way back when, and she had to have known. She withheld information. That's what I'm talking about. A wife withholding information on multiple murders can be prosecuted. Not so much like the husband, but they can, and I'm telling you, the law enforcement's probably holding that over her head. You can become a state witness.
No, because I don't think that the wives and the children had anything to do with it. Obviously, he was doing this when they left. Oh my gosh! Hold on, Mom. Hold on. I'm gonna put my face back on the screen. Hold on. So somebody in the chat, I'll get right back to you, Mom. But somebody in the chat, holy crap, you guys are going. It's Allie. Allie had the question. She said, when did the Vegas one occur? So I went back to the article that I showed you guys, and it doesn't have a date. It doesn't have a date on it. So I just checked her name. Listen to this, guys. Holy crap. She probably was targeted by Rex, because she most likely was on the same plane as him too. Holy crap. She traveled from New York to Vegas in 2000.
I'd like to know the seat assignments. I would love to know the seat assignments.
Holy crap. So that's probably why she's being connected to him, because he may have befriended her on the plane. And so when he found her out, he's probably saying, hey, why don't we just go grab some dinner? You don't know anybody. I don't know anybody. I got my wife and kids are going to be meeting me tomorrow. If you don't want to eat alone, or, he could have, we don't know his motive, how he stalks and claims his victims, but she traveled from New York to Vegas. I wonder if she was on the same plane. Anyways, go on. Go ahead, Mom. I'm sorry.
Well, that is not a real word. Regardless, I've been a wife too many years. I'm on my second husband. There ain't a heck of a whole lot. There ain't a heck of a whole lot they get away with that the wife doesn't know about, or hint, or suspect. Like, I didn't know my husband was smoking. I went to Lafayette for almost a month. I come back, and the first thing I smell is, when I walk in the house, is old cigarette smoke smell. And I've said immediately, have you been smoking? No. It's the guys from work. They smoke. We stand out at the smoke place, and it just gets on me.
That sounds like a Bullhorn Betty excuse.
Yeah, doesn't it?
It does. It sounds like an excuse I used when I was like 14 or 15.
And when you were that little kid that stole the cigarettes, you said, but mom, I was put up to it. And yet you were selling them for $1 a piece.
25 cents, Mom. Get your facts straight.
What?
I said it was 25 cents. Get your facts straight.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was Angela that was selling them $1 a piece.
Oh, are you kidding? Angela didn't do anything. Angela was the angel. Oh. Well, no, she wasn't. She was the devious angel. She did a lot of stuff when I was growing up and then blamed it on me. That's how that went.
Oh, well, that's the past. We got a new sunrise this morning.
You don't realize the childhood trauma I went through, Mom.
Oh, yes.
Childhood trauma is real. She stuck a ruler down my throat before I was even old enough to speak. She chopped off all of my hair. She kicked me in my eye. And well, she was devious and pointed the finger at me all the time. And because I was such a pain in the butt anyways, everybody believed it.
After 60 plus years, my older sister admitted why she used to be so devious and mean to me and my younger sister. Because every time she got into trouble, she wanted to make sure we got into trouble too.
Yeah, that wasn't it. She never got in trouble. I got in trouble.
Oh, well, she was.
Don't forget.
Okay, you guys are 17 months apart.
Don't forget.
You guys. She was barely walking when she did that.
Oh,
okay.
Excuses. Just
but
because
I
was
imagine
6 months and she was 2 years old, she knew better.
I was sewing outfits for you guys, and she saw me using the scissors, and I laid them up on the sewing machine cabinet as I was sewing, and I didn't see her play around. You were both playing in the room because I was in your room sewing, and I did not notice
she could have taken an eye, Mom. I just want to let you know how irresponsible and neglectful you were with a little 2-year-old and scissors. And you know what? My hair paid the price, and I have.
Yes, I know you were called a little boy for the longest. I know. All right. But yes, I love you. Back to the murders. I honestly feel that all of these law enforcement agencies will get together and compare notes and find, just like I don't believe Koberger just killed the 4 students and did not have any experience.
It's hard to.
There's no way you can get in a house and murder 4 people in 9 minutes and get away. Mm-hmm. You have to rehearse it. And I'm not kidding. There's more. They're going to find, it may take a while, but they're going to find other bodies, you know?
Well, I keep going back and forth with it, but he did, I do think he played this out several times. I think he did because we do have indications that he drove by the house, at least 10 other times before that night. That night and then the next morning, making 12. So maybe he did run it through. Maybe he did plan it. Maybe he went there at night so nobody could see him. Maybe he got out. Maybe he walked around. Maybe he looked at the best possible ways of getting into that house. Who knows? I mean, we were none the wiser until his name popped up on December 30th.
Exactly. All right, baby. That's all I had to input.
All right, honey. I love ya.
I'm missing the baby today.
Well, you don't got nothing to do, and you want to do something, come over here.
He uses Nana and Jacket as playmates, so
If you need somebody to call you Nana to make you feel well, you can just come over here. I'll call you Nana. I'll make you do everything for me. I'll even let you wipe my butt if it really makes you feel better. I love you that much.
Okay, you have to come over and go in the pool and use
the choice here.
Use the donut, the swimming thing for him. Okay.
All right.
I love you.
You still have those diapers I gave Jack?
No.
Okay. Well, I was going to say I'd even put a diaper on if it made you feel better.
No, he doesn't wear diapers. He wears superhero underwear.
Well,
but anyway.
What? Jack? Oh my gosh. No, I wasn't talking about
William.
Prince. I wasn't talking about Prince. I was talking about Step Bullhorn. Step Papa Bullhorn.
Oh, Papa Bullhorn. No, no.
If anybody wanted to know why I'm talking about diapers and my stepfather, it's because it was a 50th birthday gift.
Yes, he was officially old.
Glasses, diapers,
and I think you guys gave him the walker. You gave him a walker.
No, I gave Vince the walker.
Oh yeah, okay. All right. I love you, girl. I love everyone.
Love you
Have a wonderful day.
You too. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Auntie, now that you got your fix from Mama Bullhorn, now that you got Mama Bullhorn fixed, right? And a laugh. Can you imagine me running around in a diaper at 43? Yeah. What you got me for lunch? You gonna feed me too? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. We're a crazy bunch. That's for sure. Right? So anyways, getting back to Rex Heuermann, I mean, there's a lot that's going on with this. And again, going back to his wife, I really don't think she has, I mean, maybe they need to pressure her, but I really don't think she's going to have a whole lot of information. I think she's going to have a whole lot of feelings and a whole lot of, reflection on the stuff that she probably has felt uncomfortable with and just blew off. There's a lot of things that we blow off as insignificant until they're significant. And then when something presents itself to us, all those insignificant things that didn't make sense to us finally have clarity. So that's kind of my spiel over this. And the only update that I have on Carly Russell is I was told yesterday she was going to be arrested that night. But it was so late in the day that I got the text, it didn't seem practical for her to be arrested at that time. So I'm wondering if she's going to be arrested sometime today or early evening. We will see. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm not really going to be covering the case as in depth as we were because I think we did what we needed to do with this case. We believed her. We came out and fought for her. Then when we had an opportunity to start looking into her because she wasn't found, and obviously I was planning on going out there. So naturally, I'm going to be going through everything and, looking at her friends, looking at everything, looking at all of this social media, literally everything. I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to tell people that don't know what I do, how to do what I do, but it is a process. And it was during that process that things started revealing themselves to me. And it was being revealed in a lot of the Twitter posts, not her Facebook posts, not her Instagram. It was mostly Twitter that had these weird posts and comments and, comments on other people's posts. And there was just a lot of information that if people really wanted to see it, could have seen it. They chose not to do the work. They chose not to do the search. They chose to listen to law enforcement until they told them what to think. I don't do that. When I have a question, I go find the answer. I don't wait for somebody to tell me what the answer is. And there's a difference. There's a big difference. It's either being lazy in your reporting, and I'm sorry for people are going to say, they're probably going to attack me, for jading them, right? But I speak the truth on here. You didn't do your damn job. If you guys did your damn job, you guys would have been on the right side of this hoax argument and not having to walk yourselves back and say, well, I knew. I had a feeling that this was the case, but, we didn't want to victim shame or this. Seriously. Seriously. You didn't do your people a service by being like that. This is Betty.
Hi, Betty. This is Lynn from Ohio.
Hi, Lynn. How are you doing? How's Ohio?
I'm good. Ohio. Anyway, I heard on one of the, it was like a retired police officer. I watched a few of them on this case, but I heard that he also had property in Massachusetts. I tried to Google, but I don't see anything about anything being found there.
I can tell you, I've done a pretty deep and background check on Rex Heuermann, and the only ones that he's on the title for that I can find are his house that's there right near where the girls were found, and the one in Las Vegas. But here's the kicker: we now know his brother is a little, nutty too, and we don't know how much other family are like that. So he could have. I mean, it seems like he's a well-to-do guy. He worked in Manhattan. He had an office in Manhattan. I mean, that's expensive stuff right there. So, but could this be a family affair, so to speak?
Yeah.
Yes, it could. It absolutely could. Could he own properties in Massachusetts? He could own property in Massachusetts under somebody else's name, under another family member's name. He absolutely could. But it's not his.
Yeah, I was just curious because I haven't heard anybody talk about that.
Yeah, and you know what? That property might be linked to his brother because I was hearing people that are creators out here saying that Rex Heuermann owns the property in South Carolina. I don't know who owns the property in South Carolina. I know when I do a search on him, there's no property in South Carolina that's attached to Rex Heuermann. So I have a funny feeling it's in his brother's name, Craig Heuermann.
Yeah, because I heard that somebody said he was going to retire and that's where he wanted to move.
Ooh. Rex was going to retire and that's where he wanted to move?
Yeah, in that South Carolina. So I don't know if it was his parents or
if that's the truth.
What?
And his brother, then they're a couple.
I wonder if they're going to find anything there.
If he's moving closer to family and closer to his brother, the one that just cracked a neighbor over the head with a steel pipe for mowing his yard on Sunday, there's a reason. Rex would not put himself closer to family to expose himself unless it would benefit him. There's people in South Carolina. I hope South Carolina is looking into this case.
Yeah, this is crazy. I'm just so curious to see how many more there are.
You know what? Regina just said something in here, Lynn, and she said, Betty, did you search the wife or the daughter's names for properties? That could be it too.
Oh, yep.
That surely could be it. I'll look, Regina.
Yeah, go ahead and look.
Yeah, so Lynn, what do you think? Now, this you don't call in here very often because I don't recognize your name too,
No, I'm embarrassed.
Oh, well, you're doing great. You're doing great. So what do you think about this whole, just as a little, what do you feel about the Carly Russell case? Like, I feel bad for her family. I feel bad for her community. But more importantly, I feel bad for the disappointment she caused a lot of people on, believe it or not, on social media because they were rooting for her.
I know. I was scared for her, and then to find out she did all them researches and stuff before, she definitely planned a way to get out. And I don't know if it was for attention or, because she did the research to see if she was going to get caught or get in trouble, basically. And I don't know, did she really steal money from her job?
Yeah, she did.
So, I mean, yeah, that's
money,
crazy. And then
rope, toilet
she had
paper.
money in her sock. Like, really? You had money in your sock, and that's why you could leave your purse when people don't think you got money?
Yeah.
She went to Target and bought Cheez-Its, and that's what the kidnappers fed her. That's crazy.
She didn't know when she opened her mouth, she had no idea what law enforcement has. And that's why law enforcement keeps certain details and certain facts away from the public. Because, you know,
I don't think she realized it was going to go big national like that.
I don't either.
And she's going to have to live with that the rest of her life. I feel bad for her.
She's got a lot of growing up to do. Lots of growing up to do.
Yeah.
So, well, Lynn, you have an amazing day. God bless you. What is the weather like in Ohio? My friend moved from Ohio to North Carolina, so I don't get the weather forecast anymore.
Oh, it's probably about 80.
Huh. Oh,
it gets
nice.
pretty humid. It gets pretty humid sometimes.
Yeah, but 80 humid and
I'm sure it's nothing like you.
I'm miserable when I go outside. So you guys are going to see me live more and more during the summer. I can promise you that. All right, Lynn, God bless you. Have a wonderful day. And, you know, early TGIF. Tomorrow's Friday.
All right. Thank you.
God bless. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Oh, so sweet. So sweet. Gosh, now I'm kind of jealous of Ohio. 80 degrees. I don't care what your humidity is up there. 80 degrees. I would die for literally die for 80-degree weather right now. Carly must have lost her mind. Listen. Oh, I forgot about this. I figured it out. So I told you that Olivia was here. And so her and I were talking about this case. And while we were talking, it was like this light bulb went off, right? And so I remembered what the press conference said. And they were talking about how she was looking at, can you purchase an Amber Alert? Remember that? And information about how old do you have to be in order to be on an Amber Alert. Check this out. Why did she call in a kid? Because she knew she was going to disappear. And if she disappeared with a kid, well, then she'd have to be put on a Amber Alert. Now, wouldn't she? Because she was the last person that was with this unidentified white kid. So I think that is how the whole child on the side of the road even got manufactured. We were like, but why say a kid? We never understood the whole child aspect of this entire story and concoction of this strategic plan she concocted. And I was sitting here and I'm like, now that explains why she insisted there was a kid out there on that road. It's because she wanted to be on an Amber Alert. So her family would even feel worse. Who wants to do that to their family or friends? Like, I don't know. I've never wanted to, even with all my child problems, me running away from home, when I ran away from home, it was to do what I wanted to do because I was a rotten child, right? It wasn't because, and I was a rotten child for certain things, okay? I mean, there is extenuating circumstances why my behavior was that way, and we talk about it all the time here on my channel. But either way, you know, I was a rotten child. I did rotten stuff because I was seeking attention that I was seeking negative attention. It happens. And if we're going to be, you know, realistic about it and clinical about it, I was seeking attention because I felt, maybe subconsciously felt like I wasn't getting it, or my parents fighting or their marital problems were, you know, overshadowing the needs that I had as a kid. Either way, however you look at it, I ran away from home to do what the heck I wanted to do, not to punish my parents, not to make them think that I wasn't okay. And as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I called my parents and let them know I was safe and wasn't coming home. I don't ever recall. I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of sleepless nights for my parents, especially as my lifestyle began to progress to much worse, you know, my early 20s and whatnot. But it was, I don't ever recall me intentionally wanting to hurt someone. That wasn't my motive. My motive was I was sick and tired of being told what to do. Nothing's changed much, right? in all these years, that's still pretty much the same, right? And but I don't, it hurts my heart that somebody would be so malicious to their parents that appear to be nice. It doesn't appear like they have any, of course, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. For all we know, her dad and mom could be duking it out every night. We don't know. Okay, let's be honest. But it doesn't, on the appearance of it, it doesn't appear that that's the kind of relationship that her father and her mother have. But we don't know. We really don't know. But I do believe that this is indicative of a spoiled rich kid. I'm sorry. And I know that we have a lot of well-to-do people that follow my channel, and I'm not saying not to, but quit giving your kids every damn thing. Make them work for it. Make them want it. Make them earn it. That's parenting. If I was bad and went and asked and had my hand out and said, hey, can I have $100 so I can go to the mall, and you give me $100, what is that saying? I'm just bad talking crap about you in your face, and you're handing me $100 to go shopping? What message is that teaching me as a kid or a young adult or a teen for that matter? It's teaching me if I scream loud enough, I will get what I want. Sometimes you just need to leave the baby in the aisle crying, or the toddler, the one that's kicking and screaming because they didn't get their Superman. Sometimes you just need to leave them in the aisle, kicking and screaming and looking a fool and paying them no mind whatsoever. I don't believe her parents didn't know she had these behavioral changes or behaviors. I don't believe that. I believe that these types of behaviors would have been noticed further, in her earlier stages of life. Maybe in middle school, you'd probably start seeing some behavioral changes, some, her not wanting to do her getting in trouble. For me, it was middle school. That's when kind of things started, when I started getting really off track. Like, I already had emotional issues, attention issues and everything, but it was when middle school, when you started meeting your friends and you wanted to go to the friends that kind of mirrored your life, right? So you gravitated toward bad people because you didn't want to be around good people or the better people there, because you always felt bad because they didn't live the life you lived. They had this, their parents didn't fight. They had all these things. They were much more rounded. They weren't angry. They were nice, sweet people. Like, those are not my people, right? As a young kid, I didn't know better. People make mistakes all the time. But my parents knew I had problems. They knew whether they wanted to acknowledge it or not. I think both of them knew the stem cause of the problems. But back in those days, you just didn't talk about stuff. We weren't as open as a society and talked about these things, these taboo conversations, like violence in the household and things of that nature. So I don't know. I know that she made mistakes. I know that we all make mistakes. We're all fallible. None of us are perfect. So pointing the finger at her or condemning her for this, yeah, it was horrible. But even all the people on YouTube that, like, some of the stuff is comedy, like, huh? I don't know. Pull the out, right? So you have all these, but really, is that necessary? Like, even the creators that are putting these types of messaging out, don't tell me that you're clean. Your hands are clean. You've made mistakes in your life too. I promise you that. I don't need a crystal ball to tell you that, because you've made mistakes, and all those you guys play back there, you also made mistakes. You've also done dirty. You do not have clean hands. None of us do. Some stuff is more egregious than others. And when we see stuff like that, we make a bigger deal about it. So I understand. I feel like she's being attacked by people that were out helping her because they are angry. They're upset. They feel like, this is what I heard. Okay. This is not me saying it. This is what I heard on social media. I heard that they feel, that they feel like this was wasted on the wrong person. There are so many other Black kids, Black women, Black men that are missing, that are getting absolutely no attention. And I'm not trying to get into identity politics or race politics or anything else. I'm just expressing what I'm hearing online. And these people are angry at her because they feel like, you know, for the first time, they're, you know, and this is, I don't know if it's in their head or not. You know, I see things a little differently than they do. You know, I'm not going to say whether they're right or wrong. I'm not going to have an opinion on their feelings. I'm not going to say whether they're justified or not justified. I have no opinion on that. But you can't say that their feelings aren't justified. They're feeling it regardless whether it's true or untrue. Again, not taking a position on the truth or untruth of it, but it's their feelings. So if they're feeling it, that's what they're feeling. You can't change that. And so you have this situation where they are like, oh my God, this was a Black woman that went missing. The whole world came to her aid. This is the first time we've had this much national attention on a Black woman. And they feel like they were robbed because she was, for lack of better terms, dicking around. And they've got other people out there that are really missing that could have used that attention. And they feel it was wasted. And I'm not going, again, getting into the race or identity politics. I feel taking all the color and race out of it, I concur with everything they're saying. But again, I don't walk in their shoes. I'm a middle-aged white woman. You know, I don't have their experiences, just like they don't have mine. So am I going to say that they're wrong or they're lying? Of course not. Because at the end of the day, that's what they're feeling. And I know that's what they're feeling because that is the narrative that I'm hearing across TikTok. And it breaks my heart. We're in 2023. Those types of things should not matter. It just shouldn't. If there was a woman green with yellow polka dots and gills on their neck, if they are a human being that is missing, we should be advocating for them. It's pretty simple. All right, guys, those are my 2 cents. Those are my comments. I hope you guys got some relevant information, something that you can take out and have some talking points today, or do your own independent research, guys. I hope you have an amazing weekend. We're going to be sliding into that. Tomorrow's Friday. We're going to be doing our coffee club. I will most likely be back this afternoon, but don't hold your breath. I don't want to be giving you all CPR in case I don't. All right? Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, guys, I want you to be safe and kind to one another. And more importantly, be kind in the chat box below. God bless.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.